Hi everyone, my name is Dhruba Joshi and I have been working as a senior SAS developer position for a couple of years. In my time, I have collected a few interview questions and I would like to share them with you. If you have questions of your own, please email me. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 36. How do you import Excel data into SAS dataset? Question is asking how do you convert Excel data to SAS dataset. Excel data can be imported to SAS dataset by using following procedure. There are two methods. First method is called proc import method and second method is called live name method. Let me explain first proc import method. Here is a syntax. It starts with proc import data file that represents location of Excel data inside code. Out SAS dataset name, DBMS, database management system, we have to provide name. Replace option, it will replace if existed before. Sheet, we have to provide sheet name if multiple sheets are there. Get names equals to yes, that means it will pick full name from provided input data source. A sample Excel data is given here, where first row represents variable name. It has 5 variables and 6 observations, and sheet name is employee. A sample code is given here. Proc import data file. This is the location of employee.xlsx data. Out, that means SAS dataset name is emp underscore data. DBMS xlsx. Replace option. Sheet name is employee. Get names yes and run. When we run this set of code, sample code, we will get result as shown on the right side second table. This second table represents SAS dataset. First table represents Excel data and second table represents SAS data. When we run same set of code from the SAS window, we will get exactly same result. Here proc import data file. This is the location of employee.xlsx data. Out emp data. DBMS xlsx. Replace sheet name employee. Get name as and run. This is the location. Let me check the location of this employee. Properties. We get the location. This is the exactly same location we have provided here. Close. Now run this code. When we run this code, then we will get result as we explained before. That means it has 5 variables and 6 observations. This is SAS dataset. That means Excel data has converted to SAS dataset. Let me explain second method. Second method is called live name method, where we have to provide live name of the live name here. That means it can have maximum 8 characters. Then we have to provide engine name and location of Excel data with file name. Data, that means SAS dataset name, set live name that we have already provided here, live name dot sheet name and run. We have an Excel data here. This is inside department. That means the sheet name is department, where it has 2 variables, department ID and name. A simple code is given here. Live name my data xlsx. This is the location of employee Excel file. Data dept underscore data. Set live name dot department, because department is sheet name, and run. When we run sample code, then we will get result as shown in the second table. First table represents Excel data, second table represents SAS data. That means Excel data has converted to SAS data. Let me run same set of code through the SAS window. This is the exactly same code. That means the live name, my data, XLSX. This is the location of employee Excel file. Dataset name, dpt underscore data. Set my data, that means the live name, dot department, run. When we run the second set of code, that means the second method, is the live name method, then we will get result as shown on this window. That means it has 2 variables and 5 observations. This is SAS dataset. In this way, we can convert Excel data into SAS dataset by 2 methods. One is proc import method, another one is live name method. That's all about question number 36. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 37. How do you import text files into SAS dataset? This question is asking about how can you import .txt file extension files into SAS dataset. By providing delimited file option in DBMS and providing a respective delimiter value which is used to separate the variables, we can import text file into SAS dataset. We have 2 examples here. First example, variables are separated by single space, and second example, variables are separated by semicolon. Let me explain first example. That means text file with separating single space between variables can be imported by using dbms equals to dlm. Simple code is given here. Proc import data file. We have to provide file location with the extension inside code. dbms dlm out SAS dataset name, replace get names yes. That means we are trying to get variables name as well, and run. When we run this simple code, we will get result as shown on the right side second table that represents SAS dataset. It has 5 variables and 7 rows. First table represents input data, which is text format, and second table represents output data, which is in SAS dataset. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, we will get exactly same result. This is the code we use for the first example, and we use class underscore a data. Let me check data first. This is the data we use here. This is the input data where variables are separated by single space. Let me run first example code. This is the first set of code. When I run first set of code, then I will get the result as shown on this window. This is the output result. It has 5 variables and 7 rows. This table represents SAS dataset. Let me explain second example. In case of second example, we have used semicolon to separate variables. Where proc import data file, we provide file location with extension dbms dlm out class b, that means SAS dataset, replace get names yes. Now we provide here delimiter equals to inside quote semicolon. If the variables are separated by special characters or comma or dot, then we have to provide those delimiters value here. When we run the second example code, then we will get result as shown on the second table. The second table represents output, which has 5 variables and 8 observations, and this is SAS dataset. First table represents input data, which is text format, and second table represents output data, which is in SAS dataset. If we run same set of code from the SAS window, this is the second set of code. If we run same set of code with SAS window, we will get exactly same result. In case of second example, we have used class B data. Let me check first class B data. This is the input data source, which is in text data format, and variables are separated by semicolon. Now let me run second example code. This is the second example. When I run this code, then I will get the exactly same result as I explained before. This is the output value, which is SAS dataset. It has 5 variables and 8 rows. In this way, by providing delimited file option and providing delimiter value, which is used to separate variables, we can import text file into SAS dataset. That's all about question number 37. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 38. How do you connect Teradata database with SAS Studio or SAS Enterprise Guide? This question is asking about, by using SAS, how can you connect Teradata database and how can you extract data from a specific Teradata table. Following two methods are used to connect Teradata database. First method is called LiveName method and second is called SQL pass-through method. Let me explain first method. Syntax is given here. LiveName, ABCD, that means library name. This name can hold up to 8 characters. Teradata, server name, user ID, password, database name. 3 information: server name, user ID, and password. These 3 information are provided from technology department. And 4th information, database name, is used according to our requirement. That means from where we are going to extract data. According to requirement, we use database name. Next step, how to pull data. We can pull data by using set statement. Data, that's a table name, new data. Set ABCD, that means the library name which is already created here. Dot Teradata table, from where we are going to select data. Suppose filter condition is applied on var3. Then we use here where var3 equals certain value. Semicolon, run, semicolon. When we run this set of code, then extracted data is stored in this table, new data, which is SAS dataset. In this method, we do not touch Teradata table. It will pull whole data into SAS, then filter applies on it. As a result, it will take a long time and uses more resources. Next method is SQL pass-through method. We use procSQL, semicolon, connect to Teradata. Inside parentheses, we use user ID, password, server name, and again we have to provide connection global and mode Teradata. We are creating a table. That table is called volatile table, which is created inside Teradata server. New data, that is the table name, is select star from connection to Teradata. That means star means select all information, all variable. Inside parentheses, suppose we are selecting only 3 variables. Select var1, var2, var3 from database, from where we are selecting information, and provide table name from where we are extracting data. And filter is applied on var3, where var3 equals to certain value, parenthesis close and semicolon. Disconnect from Teradata, semicolon, quit, semicolon. When we run from proc_sql to quit this code, then those selected information, only 3 variable and filter applied on var3, those information are stored inside the table. The table name is new data, which is volatile table, which is inside Teradata server. It has created volatile table inside server and can be reused inside and outside server. That means that information can be used inside server as well as outside server. In this method, we connect Teradata database and touch Teradata table. We can select only required field and apply row filter condition as well. In this method, we don't need to extract all data to SAS and manipulate on it. So this method is more efficient and uses less resources. But in case of SQL pass-through method, some SAS functions cannot be used. For example, put, input, and index. Those functions cannot be used inside Teradata database because in case of SQL pass-through, we work inside database. That's why those functions are not applicable. Then what is the conclusion? The conclusion is SQL pass-through method is more efficient than live name method. Our next video will be permanent table creation in Teradata. That's all about question number 38. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 39. How do you create permanent table in Teradata using SAS? This question is asking about by using SAS Studio or SAS Enterprise Guide, how can you create permanent table in Teradata? We can create permanent table in Teradata as follow. First one is blank table creation, that means table creation without data. And second one is table creation with existing table, that means with data. Let me explain first one, blank table creation, where we use proc_sql pass-through method, proc_sql connect to Teradata. Inside parentheses, we provide user ID, password, server name, connection is global, and mode is Teradata. And execute inside parentheses, create multi-set table, table name Teradata table, which is inside Teradata database, and multi-set option is used so that this table can hold duplicate records. This table includes only 4 variables: ID varchar 20, EMP name varchar 50, salary decimal 20, 2, date and date, parenthesis close, and we provide primary index ID by Teradata, disconnect from Teradata, and quit. When we run this set of code starting proc_sql to quit, it will create a table. That table is completely blank, but it has 4 variables. That's why it will create empty table, table name Teradata table, inside database Teradata DB with primary index ID, and it includes 4 variables: ID, EMP name, salary, and date. Let me explain about the second one, table creation using existing table. That means with data. Again, we use proc_sql pass-through method, proc_sql connect to Teradata. Inside parentheses, we provide user ID, password, server name, connection is global, and mode is Teradata. Then execute create table, table name Teradata table 1, which is inside Teradata DB1 database, and select all information after connecting Teradata whatever we select information from Teradata table 2. That means when we connect Teradata, we select all information from Teradata table 2, which is inside Teradata DB2 database. Then that information we are selecting here. That means that all information will store in this table, Teradata table 1. Disconnect from Teradata, quit, and semicolon. When we run the second set of code, it will create Teradata table and its name is Teradata table 1 inside the database Teradata DB1, which includes same fields and records as Teradata table 2 from this table, which is inside Teradata DB2 database. In this way, we can create permanent table inside Teradata, either it is blank table or existing table with records. That's all about question number 39. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer question number 40. How can we save SAS log into TXT format and reprint into SAS log window? This question is asking about how can you save SAS log into text format in a certain folder and reprint that log into SAS log window. One of the important use of put statement is to print information into SAS log window. Put statement is used to redirect TXT log format to SAS log window. We follow following steps to complete the process. Step 1. Defining file reference where we store log. That means inside this interview folder, there is a file name is log underscore printing. In this file, log will store in text format. Step 2. Sending log to file reference. This code represents that file will store inside this log underscore printing.txt file. That means into text format. Step 3. SAS program. In this section, we can write number of SAS programs. It can be 1, it can be more than 1. Then after completing program, that is step 4. Step 4 is redirecting txt log from file reference to log window. We provide code proc print to semicolon run semicolon, and we create a data set here. That means we use data step where it doesn't create output data, but it acts as a data step. That's why we use here data underscore null underscore. In file, we provide file location input. Then put log, we provide double star here and underscore in file underscore semicolon and run. Here put log double star, that means it is saying that print txt format file to SAS log window, and every starting line there should be double star. That indicates that those lines are from text format file, which were initially stored in certain folder. When we run this set of code, then we will get output result, which is shown on the below section. That means we have provided here SAS code. Title is printing first 5 records from class dataset. And program is procprint data equal SAS help.class, where we have provided option OBS equals to 5. That means it will print only first 5 records. That's why this is the result. This is the heading or title, and it has printed only 5 records. When we observe on the log side, which is shown on the right side of the window, when we click the log, then we will observe as shown on this window. That means Information starting with double star that represents those information are from text file which was originally saved in certain folder. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, this is the exactly same set of code. First step, file reference. Second step, sending log to the file reference. Third step, SAS program. And fourth step, redirecting text log into SAS log window. Then when we run the setup code, let me run this setup code, we will get exactly same result. This is the output. It has only 5 records. That means it has printed only first 5 records. And from this code, let me check log printing txt file location. This is inside interview folder. Let me check that one. This is the file. When we double click, this is the information, log information, which is in txt format, which is saved in this file inside interview folder. Let's go to the code again and check log. When we see the log here, log starts from ending point. This starts from here, and every line starts from double star. Those information are from txt file which were originally saved on this interview folder. In this way, we can save SAS log into a certain folder, certain file, and reprint into SAS log. That's all about question number 40. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 41. How do you update existing Teradata table using SAS Studio or SAS Enterprise Guide? This question is asking about how can you update Teradata table information, that means data, by using SAS Studio or SAS Enterprise Guide. To update Teradata table information, we follow the following two-step process. Step 1. Delete existing table information, that means create empty table. Step 2. Insert new records into the empty table. Let me explain step 1. In case of step 1, we use proc_sql pass-through method. Proc_sql connect to Teradata. We provide user ID, password, server name, connection global, mode Teradata. Then execute delete from Teradata db1.teradata table 1. That means delete all the rows from table 1 by Teradata, disconnect from Teradata, quit. When we run the setup code from proc_sql to quit, then it deletes all the records from table 1. That means let us consider Teradata db1.teradata table 1 has 4 variables, var1, var2, var3 and var4. And in step 1, it deletes all the records from the table and remains empty table. That means table 1 is empty. Let me explain step 2. Again, in case of step 2, we use proc_sql pass-through method. Proc_sql connect to Teradata. We provide user ID, password, server name, connection global, and mode Teradata. Then execute insert into this empty table, Teradata db1.teradata table 1, where it has 4 variables, var1, var2, var3 and var4, and select the value of those 4 variables from Teradata table 2. By Teradata, disconnect from Teradata and quit. When we run second set of code from proc_sql to quit, it select all the value of var1, var2, var3, var4 from table 2 and insert into table 1. That means var1, var2, var3, var4 variable values from Teradata table 2 are inserted into Teradata table 1. In this way, we can update Teradata table by using two-step process. That's all about question number 41. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 42. How do you connect Oracle database with SAS Studio or SAS Enterprise Guide? One of the most frequently used data source is Oracle database, from where we extract the data from a specific table for business purpose. This question is asking about how do you connect Oracle database with SAS Studio or Enterprise Guide and extract the data from a specific table. Following two methods are used to connect Oracle database. First method is livename method. Second method is procSQL pass-through method. Let me explain first method, that is the livename method. Syntax is given here. Livename, we have to provide library name. Suppose it is ABC. This name can hold up to maximum 8 characters. Then we need to provide Oracle path, path name, schema, schema name, user, user ID, password, password. Here schema means it can hold number of tables and views. After successful connection of this live name statement, we have access to extract the data from this schema, which holds number of views and tables. Next step is how to pull the data from Oracle. One of the method is data step method. Data, new data, that means the new table 2, that is the new table name. Then we use set statement, set abc.oracle table 1, that means abc means the live name we have defined here. Then Oracle table 1 means from this table 1 we extract the data into table 2. Suppose filter condition is applied here, then where var3 equals to certain value here, then run. When we run this data step code, then data extract from this table 1 and stores into table 2, where filter condition is applied here. That means in this method, we do not touch Oracle database. It will pull all data set from a schema into SAS, then filter applies on it. As a result, it will take a long time and uses more resources. Let me explain about the second method, that is procSQL pass-through method. It starts with procSQL. Connect to Oracle. Inside parentheses, we provide user ID, password, and path name. Then create table. Table name is suppose new table 2, and select star from connection to Oracle. That means select all the variable after connection. Inside the connection, we select 3 variables. Suppose var1, var2, and var3. And we are trying to get the value of this var1, var2, and var3 from this table. Table name is table 1, which lies inside this schema. Then suppose filter condition is applied on var3, then where var3 equals to certain value. Close parenthesis, semicolon, disconnect from Oracle and quit. When we run from procSQL to quit, whole statement, whole code, then 3 variables var1, var2, and var3, those values extracts from this table, table 1, and stored into table 2. That means it has created table in work library and can be used inside and outside the Oracle database connection. In this method, we connect Oracle database and toss Oracle table. That means we can select only required fields and apply row filter condition as well. In this method, we don't need to extract all data to SAS and manipulate on it. So this method is faster and uses less resources. But in case of the pass-through method, some SAS functions cannot be used. For example, put, input, inter, those functions cannot be applied inside this connection. Now, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is SQL pass-through method is more efficient than live name method. In this way, by using two methods, one is live name method, another one is proc SQL pass-through method, we can connect SAS to the Oracle database and extract the data from the database. That's all about question number 42. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 43. How do you import CSV data into SAS dataset? This question is asking about how can we import .csv data file into SAS dataset. CSV data can be imported into SAS dataset by using following procedure. First one is importing CSV file without delimiter, and second one is importing CSV file with custom delimiters. It is always better to open CSV file before importing into SAS. When we open CSV file, then we can observe whether the data is delimited or not. This first scenario is there is no delimiter. We use this code proc import data file, and we have to provide file name with extension with folder name, output data set name, dbms csv, replace option is used. That means if this out underscore class is already exist, then this file is replaced by new data. Get names equals to yes. That means we assume first row includes variable name, and we are going to pull variable name as well and run. When we run this first set of the code, then CSV file will convert into SAS dataset. Then second one is importing CSV file with custom delimiter. Example is shown here right side, first table. There is a one table name is CSV underscore EMP. This is the data set, and data set is delimited by semicolon. Such type of the data is called custom delimited data. In such a scenario, we use second set of code. Proc import data file, provide the data source location with extension, output SAS dataset name, dbms csv, replace. Delimiter is here inside code we use semicolon. Because in this example, custom delimiter is semicolon, that's why we use delimiter equals to inside the code semicolon. Get names yes and run. When we run second set of the code, then we will get the result as shown on the right side second table. First table represents input data source and second table is output data. Here, input data means custom delimited by semicolon data is imported into SAS dataset. There is a note. If CSV data is delimited by some special characters or symbols, then dbms is CSV and delimiter is respective special characters or symbols. Similarly, if CSV data is delimited by single space, then dbms is CSV and delimiter is inside the code we use single space. If we run same set of code from the SAS window, this is the first set of code where it has without custom delimiter CSV file import. That means proc import. This is the location of this data set class underscore data. Output data set name is out underscore class, dbms csv, replace, get name and run. This is the one of the example without custom delimiter. This file location is here. When I check file location, this is the class data, class underscore data. Let me check the location here, properties, and this is the exact location we have provided here. Close. When we run first set of the code, then it will convert CSV file into SAS dataset. This is the SAS dataset where source was CSV file format. Let me go to the code again. This is the second set of code. That means with custom delimiter CSV file import. This is the data file name csv underscore emp.csv, which has custom delimited by semicolon. That's why we use here delimiter is inside the code semicolon. When we run this second set of code, then we will get the exactly same result as explained before. That means custom delimited by semicolon file has converted into SAS dataset. In this way, we can import CSV data file into SAS dataset. That's all about question number 43. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 44. How do you export SAS data into Excel file format? This question is asking about how can we convert SAS dataset into Excel file format. One of the most frequently used procedure to export SAS dataset to Excel is proc export statement, which is explained as follows. Syntax is given here. Proc export data, we have to provide SAS dataset name. Out file, inside the code, we have to provide file location, file name with extension, dbms, xlsx. A replace option is used. That means if that file is already existed, then the data will replace by the new data. Sheet, if we need to mention a specific sheet name, then we have to provide sheet name here and run. A simple code is given here. Proc export data SAS help.class. That means we are going to export class dataset. Out file is in this location. File name is export underscore data dot xlsx. dbms xlsx. Replace option is used. Sheet name is we have mentioned here class underscore data and run. When we run this sample code, then we will get result as shown on the right side second table. First table represents SAS dataset and second table represents dataset has converted into Excel file format. If we run same set of the code from the SAS window, the code is proc export data SAS help.class. Out file is in this location and file name is export underscore data. dbms xlsx. Replace option is used. Set name is class underscore data and run. This file under export underscore data, this file has already existed here. That's why we use replace option so that data will replace by the new data. Then when we run this set of code, then we will get notification from the log. This is the log window and it says here file was successfully created. That means SAS dataset has converted to Excel data format. Let me check the data. When we click here and download the data, from here we can download. Let me download this data. Let me extend Excel file. This is the output. That means SAS dataset has converted to the Excel file format and sheet name is class underscore data. In this way, by using proc export statement, we can convert SAS dataset into Excel file format. That's all about question number 44. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 45. How do you export SAS dataset into Excel workbook using livename method? One of the alternate method to export SAS dataset into Excel workbook is livename method. This question is asking about how can we export SAS dataset into Excel workbook using alternate method, that is livename method. We can export SAS dataset into Excel workbook using livename method only when SAS version is 9.4 M2 and higher. That means livename method is applicable only when the used SAS version is 9.4 M2 and higher. Here is a simple syntax which is used to check the SAS version is percent put my version of SAS is ampersand sysbelong. When we run the set of the code, a message will display in the SAS window similar to this one. My version of SAS is 9.04.01 M7. That means in my case I am using M7 version of SAS. That means it is higher than M2. That's why livename method is applicable. Syntax which is used to the livename method are here. Livename, library name is ABC, suppose. It can hold up to maximum 8 characters. Then we have to provide engine name XLSX. Then inside the code, we have to provide file name with folder location. Next, data. ABC, that means library name dot seat name. That means where we are going to export data. That is the worksheet name. Next, set SAS dataset. That means it is the source of the data. That means data source. This data is going to export into Excel worksheet and run. A sample code is given here. Livename, library name is my data, engine name XLSX. Inside the code, file name is class underscore data, and this file lies inside interview folder. Next, data, live name, my data dot class 1. This class 1 represents the worksheet name. Set SAS help dot class. That means this is the source data. That means class dataset is going to export into class 1 worksheet, and the format is Excel format. Where age is greater than 14, filter condition is applied here and run. When we run this sample code, then we will get result as shown on the right side second table. This second table represents a workbook where sheet name is class 1, and first table represents the SAS dataset. In this example, SAS dataset has exported into Excel workbook and the sheet name is class 1. If we run same set of the code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me run first of all to check the version. This code is used to check the version here. When we run the set of the code, then we will get message like this. My version of SAS is 9.04.01 M7. That means this version of SAS is M7, which is higher than M2. That's why livename method is applicable. Let me go back to the code again. And this is the sample code. Your livename, my data, XLSX. This is the folder location with file name. Data, my data dot class 1. This is the sheet name. Set sashelp dot class. This is the source data class. Filter condition where age greater than 14 and run. When we run the set of the code, then SAS dataset will export into class 1 worksheet with Excel format. Let me run this one. This is SAS dataset. and this SAS dataset has exported into Excel workbook. Then this file name is class underscore data, which lies inside interview folder. Let me check this one file. I'm going to download this one. Downloading class underscore data. Let me expand this one. This is the Excel workbook. That means SAS dataset has converted into Excel workbook, and worksheet name is class 1. In this way, we can export SAS dataset into Excel workbook by using a library method. That's all about question number 45. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer question number 46. How do you export SAS report into Excel worksheet? This question is asking about how can you export SAS result into Excel worksheet. We can export SAS report into Excel workbook or worksheet using ODS Excel statement, where ODS stands for Output Delivery System. Using this method, we can export SAS print result, frequency result, summary result, and so on. Syntax which is used for ODS Excel statement is used as below. ODS Excel file. Inside the code, we have to provide file name with folder location. After then, we have to provide SAS procedure steps that creates SAS result or report. And finally, ODS Excel close statement is used. Sample code is given here. ODS Excel file. File name is freak underscore TBL, which is inside interview folder. Proc procedure is used. Proc data SAS self.shows. Table region star product. That means we are going to create cross tabular frequency report. And options are used. No percent, no cumulative frequency, no row, no column. Run after then ODS Excel close. When we run this sample code, then we will get result as shown on the right side second table. First table represents input source, which is SAS result, and second table represents output, which is Excel worksheet. When we run same set of the code from the SAS window, this is the same set of code, ODS Excel file, proc data SAS self.shows, table region star product, run, ODS Excel close. When we run this set of the code, then we will get exactly same result. Let me run this set of the code first. This is the result we observed with SAS window. That means the frequency table, cross tabular frequency report. Let me check log. Here note says writing Excel file in this location with file name. This is the file name. Let me go to the code again back. That means here file name is freak underscore TBL. This is the Excel file name, which is inside interview folder. And this is the exact file name here, freak underscore TBL. Let me download this file. Then we will get exactly same result in the output window. But this is Excel worksheet. In this way, we can export SAS result into Excel worksheet or workbook. That's all about question number 46. Thank you.